FreeMMOStation.com.
Alright, welcome ladies and gentlemen, my name is Saverin, and I'm going to be looking at a first look at the game ASTA, a new game recently coming out into Western culture. It is currently in open beta. Right now there are two main factions. Oh, 1 second. There are the ASTA and the Aura. The ASTA are... Each faction has 3 races, and in within those races, each race can have separate classes. So right now, on this side, there's the Human, which can be Warrior, Rogue, Archer, Mage, Healer, Draconian, which are Warrior only, and then your Tigerin, which are both Rogue and Archer. Then in the Aura, you have Human as well, Warrior, Rogue, Archer, Mage, and Healer as well. The Ogres, which can do Warriors and Rogues. The Yayo, which are Mages and Healers. So let's go into the actual character creation. Right away, there's 3 costumes. I guess you can see endgame armor, starting armor, and no armor, so you can actually do customization. Here you can do, again, there's sliders for almost everything. You got chest sliders, arms width, hand size. And if you actually get really in, I'm not sure how I can actually control it, but there is a nails slider for how long you want the nails to be. It's kind of creepy. Then you've got your waist slider. So if you want her being super thin or wide. Thighs. You got a calf slider and a foot slider. Then on the right side here you've got face details. So here are face presets with everything. If you want to do the customization yourself, you've got a series of actual different expressions. Makeup types. You can go with little whiskers, you can do other makeups. I'm not actually liking the glare on it. This seems like there's a bad lighting and it just makes it really hard to actually see what's going on. Large variety of hairstyles. A lot of choose from, which is actually really good. Have a lot of different characters. Full hair color customization ranging from whites to neons. Skin colors. From what I've told, every race but the Human has some sort of tribal feature. So these ones here have the tails, and then from there you would input your name. But I've already got a character, so we'll go into that one. Go into my healer. So I made a level 12 healer. I made a rogue first, and I didn't quite like the gameplay, as well as the fact that I'm trying to show you guys a lot of the gameplay. So like soloing, questing, as well as dungeons. I don't want to reveal too much of the story because right now it's hard for me to decipher the story since there is a issue with translation from Korean to English. It seems like sometimes there's a bit of a broken English where it doesn't have full sentences or proper sentences. Alright, now we're in the game. So there's a lot on the screen going on. There's a lot of things I want to show you guys. The main thing I want to show you guys is how the character window is organized. Down here, whenever you level up, you have stat points. So you can spend your stats on attack, raw damage, HP, which is obviously your HP pool, your critical hit chance, as well as your energy. Your energy seems to be what increases the damage done by your skills, as well as your maximum mana pool. Now, something cool this game does, it has the ability to play RNG with your stats. So the normal enhancements, you will eventually get these tokens that you can consume and get enhancement chances, or you can spend money like in-game currency, or you can spend these bloodstones or these soul stones, which you get through, I'm assuming, the cash shop later on, or right now up here you actually you earn them for just being on the game. So if you do this right here, you can see. So I'll do a roulette. So right now, if I were to accept this, I would get 5 more attack, 1 more HP, -3 on my crit, and -1 on my energy. I'm not wanting that, so I'm going to reroll again. Now I'm spending my gold. And you can do this as many times as you want, as long as you have the gold or the enhancement chances for it. Now the second thing this game does differently is something called Divine Spirits. These are things that you unlock slots as you level up, and then you can slot in these Ox Spirits, or these other spirits. These increase your stats, so this one here will give me max 100 HP. This one here gives me max 1200 MP, so that's actually really good for me. Now, the story, the leveling system is basically like every other MMO. Carbon copy, A to B to C, questing chains, nothing too revolutionary in their way of doing things. But it seems the good thing they've done with this is as well as the fact that even your healing class feels powerful. Like I'm playing the healer class and I can take this thing down with very little effort. Like this is not taking any effort at all. It almost feels like this character is more powerful, like DPS wise, at least in the solo environments, than my assassin was. Another thing is there is a talent system that you'll develop as you hit level 10, so you will get a talent system. I'm gonna queue for a dungeon while I'm waiting because these take a little while. As you can see, there are 3 dungeons spanning from 7 to 13. You can queue for all 3, or you can queue for them individually, and depending on what you want to do. I'm gonna queue for all 3, so I can hopefully get into a group and show you guys what's going on with that. Until then, I'm just gonna walk around, do some quests, show you guys a bit of how it works. I have not gotten into the crafting side of the game. From what people have told me, from what I've read though in the game, people are saying it's very basic. It's your typical crafting system, nothing too different. And from what I've been playing, this game, it feels fun. It feels like a really good, unique game. It's got its own art style. It's a very fleshed out looking game, very nice to see. The problem I have with it is it claims it's in CryEngine 3, but it feels like it's not. It feels like the graphics are a little bit lacking. Like, this is on max settings, and to me in 2015 I would have expected a little bit more from my game than this. Alright. Oh, that's another cool some of the system that they brought into the game is actually really interesting. Is the fact that if you're too far from your target when you cast a spell, it will actually make you walk to the range to cast the ability. Okay, my group is ready. I'm gonna do the dungeon so you guys can see how it works. Oh, somebody left the queue actually, so I can't show you guys that. I was gonna show you guys how the dungeon system works and leave you off on that one. But all I can say really is it's unique. It's got a different feel. The game is not really doing anything revolutionary. The enhanced system for the stats as well as the divine spirits are kind of new, from what I've played at least. But at the same time, as well as the fact that nothing feels overly new. This basically feels like a Korean WoW, as it's been referred to before. Other than that, it's taking things from other games. The questing system seems pretty straightforward, carbon copy, but there are dynamic events. Like you'll be running through the world, and like an area will have, say, an event going on that everyone participates in, and everyone helps out with, and that progresses the story, which gives you experience as well as loot. There is an enhancement system in the game as well, so let's see if I actually have something to show you with. Playing weapons 1 to 9, so I don't think I have one. Oh, right here actually, specifying armor. Cool, I can show you guys the system. So take my shield. Okay, so I can go in and I can enhance my shield, which it won't let me do. So if I have something else I can do it with. It's level 8, 6, 2, 7, 7, 5. Maybe I can enhance this just to show you it. 10 to 19 armor. That's level 7, that's why it won't work. Oh, geez, I actually can't show you guys the enhancing system for some reason. Maybe it'll just show it with the weapon, maybe? Nope. Alright, so I actually sadly can't show you guys how the enhancing system works, but there's an enhancement system which allows you to take a weapon plus one of those enhancement tokens. Sorry, I got the hiccups. And allows you to actually increase the properties of that weapon so you can do more with it. Alright, so I'm actually taking a boss on, like, see the gold banner, as far as I can tell, it seems like it's a named boss mob. So they're supposed to indicate there's going to be a harder challenge, but as you can see, like I said, at least early on in the game, around level 15, the game feels like every class is pretty much balanced, which two things are with that. One thing is it's a good thing. It's not bad that this game actually has a system in place where your healing class is just as powerful as everything else. But at the same time, it feels like your damage classes should be more powerful to make up for the fact that they can't survive through heals. That was one of the problems I had with my assassin leveling, was the fact that I had to stop every 5 or so minutes to actually get health back, or else I was gonna die. With this character here, like, I'm at half HP now, but as soon as I finish killing this thing, I'm just gonna cast a couple heal spells, cast my heal over time, and then now I'm back. I'm gonna be back at full HP with any effort. So there's no real threat of fear of death if you're playing a healer, and you're doing enough damage that you don't have to worry that you won't kill things in time, and then you'll battle of attrition kind of thing like in other games. Right now it is early access, so what I will say is the fact that there are not a lot of players on it, so doing group content is kind of difficult. It's very actually impossible to find a decent group to do things with. And if I can't find anything to show you guys, I will just keep playing a little bit, give you guys some rundown of how things work. The game is pretty much straightforward. If you want to find a quest, you actually just can click on the little number of the quest, and it will point you a little guide under your feet as where you have to go to do it. So that it is helpful in that sense. The game just reminded me, actually, there is another thing this game does well. It can do well, but right now it feels a little weak in my eyes. You have this little thing here called this frozen. It's a core basically. Now, beside your action bar, you have this extra button. This, as you do actions over time, will build up its level and will do more damage or more. It become more powerful the more you charge it up. I had a damage one before, and it didn't seem like it did much. At the max level, it did 170 odd damage. But my auto attack, like if you look at my actual attack damage, I do a 400 crit, 249 by itself. So it just seemed really odd that my charged up ability would do half of my normal attack damage, yet I had to charge this thing up for a long period of time. So in my eyes, it just felt very weak. Now, another thing I don't like is the fact that your mouse click is bound to the walking. So if you click on the ground to try and like de-target something, it does automatically start moving you in that direction. Not sure if I was able to get a dungeon queue in before or not, since it seems like it's taking a little while to get the queue started. But when I played the dungeons earlier, I had done some before, so I can't talk about them. The ones that I have done, it seems like they are challenging because the enemies hit very hard. So if you don't pay attention, you can die very quickly. But at the same time, if you pay attention, the bosses seem almost easy. So it all depends. It seems like with skilled players who pay attention to what's going on around them will take the dungeons out pretty simply. But players who are not paying attention will actually have a lot of problems with this. They won't be able to survive as well. Yeah. Something to note is early on you actually get a currency that allows you to. I'm not sure if I can actually see currencies in this game. Right here. This TIE token. This is what you earn for completing public events. Now, early on almost in the first city you get to when you start playing, you actually have a mount breeder that you can spend 1 TIE token and get your mount. So very early on in the game, they're giving you a mount that allow you to walk on it and move very quickly throughout the world. It's actually something I enjoy. It's the fact that it means you don't have to run around on foot, saves you some time. We are getting lucky. We're actually going to go into a dungeon right now. I'll show you guys kind of how it works. I believe the dungeons are six players. No, 5 players. 4 other players plus yourself. That's how that works. I had not deciphered how to tell who is what class just by looking at the icons right now. I'm not too used to them right now. I think this is an assassin. I think that's a mage. That's my warrior, and I have 2 warriors. So I'm actually gonna ask who's the tank, because there's no way to know, at least from what I can see, of knowing who our tank is by looking at it. Get my buffs out for everybody. Alright, no one's really answering. The community in this game feels really closed in. No one really talks to too much. It's kind of weird. Not me, so not the ghost. Yeah, of course the rogue. So it's probably gonna be the guy with the shield. I'm gonna assume that that's gonna be my tank. But it seems like both of them want to tank a little bit, so that's gonna be fun. Alright, I've got aggro. I don't know how to clear it. Everything's dying pretty quickly. Like you're seeing what I mean. Like right now, I've thrown out 2 heals this entire thing, and I've been fighting the rest of it. So it doesn't seem like it's too difficult to play the early dungeons. Now, obviously, this is the first set of dungeons, so there's no way to tell how this is gonna run on the late game. When you're in a dungeon, the gameplay is pretty straightforward. It tells you on the right here what you have to do. So right now we got to kill 3 out of 12 Nanari, and then afterwards we got to kill the kill Thunder Nari. So it tells you your objectives right there, so you know what you have to do. And you can't skip one to do the other one faster, you have to do them in that order. So it's not like you can just say, hey, let's just speedrun over to the Thunder Nari. The group loot gets automatically set to, I believe it's distribution settings. It goes to wearer first, so I believe that you can only roll on it if you can wear it. So yeah, see right here, I can roll, but I can only choose cost or need. I believe cost is this game's version of green. And something I forgot to mention, something that probably popped up right here you guys couldn't see was, I don't know what triggers it, but every now and then when you do something, you have the ability to do a combo attack. Now, as a healer, I have two kinds of combo attacks. If I'm targeting an enemy, it will damage them. If I'm targeting a friendly, it will heal them. I actually think our other DPS is a healer as well, because it seems to be using the same skill spells as I am. Alright, we gotta kill one more, but we'll end up killing both of them just because that's how much we have left. Now the leveling system has been pretty good. I've been playing for about 4 or 5 hours, and I've gone in. Actually, I've been playing about 9 hours total, and I got 2 characters up to level 12. So it feels like the leveling system, at least early on, is not difficult to progress. So it doesn't feel like you'll be spending hours upon hours upon hours barely moving in the game. You'll actually move up through the questing pretty quickly. The game does a good job of explaining everything about it. It actually has pop-ups that you can't see that will appear on your screen. Like when you get a new quest, a pop-up appears, so you're explaining what each little button does, each thing about your quest does, so you kind of understand how it works. Alright, time to show you guys the dungeon, the boss. So the reason why I'm constantly moving is because periodically this boss will drop that blue tornado, but that blue tornado will actually send out... Okay, you're about to see what I mean by how it's really easy to die if you're not paying attention. That boss will send a white tornado that will come toward you and then spawn a blue tornado under your feet. Now the problem is, my team did not pay attention at all to what was going on. So, and I didn't pay attention either. As you can see, it does a lot of damage. I have 2,000 HP, and it did a lot. Okay, let's see if we got time to res both players. I gotta wait 30 seconds. Okay, so I can't even heal this guy if I wanted to. So now we got ads on this. Now we got an ad phase now, so that's not good. Jeez, yeah. So it's like I said, if you have a skilled group of players who can avoid the attacks, it goes by very quickly. But if you have a team of people who don't really pay attention, then this is going to be a very, very painful experience. But I don't mind that. As a healer, I actually find that challenging. I actually really enjoy games that require you to, think and plan out your stuff. Oh, jeez, come on, nobody die. Right, I was doing a little meditation to get some mana back, so I was getting really low. Alright. Oh, jeez. Yeah, right as I finish my res spell, she pulls me in. Alright, let's heal this guy up. Let's try to get the res on him again. Ah, jeez. I don't think this boss wants me to res this player. It's actually really troublesome. Alright, let's try it again. Alright. The good thing is it does show the bar of the person is being res. That doesn't mean that somebody else is a healer as well. You don't both try to res the same person and waste cooldowns. Oh, jeez. Alright, so I've drawn some serious aggro, but as you can see, I'm able to heal out of it, so I'm able to do a decent amount of healing to keep myself alive. Come on, guys, get out of that. No, okay. Jeez. Like I said, if you have a very intelligent group, or a group that pays attention, you won't have a problem. Oh man. This is probably going to be a little bit of a challenge. Jeez. I'm almost contemplating not healing them and just trying to help kill the boss. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, so once you complete a boss, there's going to be a cutscene obviously, which people can't skip, and then... So here's the loot, okay? So I can collect all, but I still can't loot it all. So I can take this, which is, like I said, the orb. So this one here will use the energy of water to restore the MP by 3% of the maximum energy. So as you can see, the English is a little bit broken right here. So then on stage 5, restores your MP and additionally decreases the MP consumption of all skills for a while. So that's a pretty good one for a healer or a mage type. And the wand is my weapon, so I can show you guys how that works. If I get the wand, which I did, I can show you the enhancement. So I take my wand, I throw it up there, and then I add the default material. There's also a protection stone, which I assume will make sure that the enhancement will break. So if I actually use this, you get an enhancement success, which I now have a wand. It's actually better than my level 10 wand by a lot. Was I even wearing my... No, I wasn't even wearing my shield. I was being a scrub. Yes. Another thing is they give you a dismantle ability right off the bat, so you can actually take apart your weapons for these items. Like I have another material for intensifying level 8, 9, 10 to 19 weapons, so I have that now as well. So the game is fun. I'm not gonna say it's bad. I'm actually gonna give my final verdict now. The game is decent. It's not a breath of fresh air. It's nothing new or groundbreaking that will actually take away from what the current meta of MMOs are. You have a good enhancement system which allows you to stack your stats in whichever way you want. There's a secondary system for the divine spirits that allows you to actually have extra stats, which is useful in my mind. The combat feels like there's no weight behind the actions, as well as the fact that it feels like everybody's all around the same kind of damage curve. Nobody really has a niche, like the DPS are just as strong as the healers versus just as strong as the tanks, what I found. So it feels like they don't have a separation between who are the damage dealers and who are the healers, at least not right now. That can be fixed in the patch, in further patches or further updates as well. But I also figure that there's, on top of that, the crafting feels kind of blah. Somebody was talking to me on the game basically says this is the same kind of crafting as other games. The only thing that makes it challenging is the fact that you require a ton of materials at the end game to make it. So all in all, I give this game, I definitely give people tell people to give this a try. It's a fun game. It looks really nice. It has a very nice aesthetic, but I really wish they had a higher graphics potential for it because that way the aesthetics wouldn't be so wasted. I definitely recommend people try the game. It's fun. I'll definitely be taking a second look at the game in a couple of weeks or maybe after a couple patches. But I will definitely say that there's nothing